Senator Dino Melai, representing Kogi West in the Senate, has disclosed that a planned arrangement by the Attorney General of the Federation, Abubakar Malami, for allegedly misleading the Nigerian police in a case of alleged assassination attempt on his life will not stop him from constructively criticizing the federal government whenever the need arises. Melai, who revealed this at the plenary, said when the failed attempt on his life was made in 2017 at his country home in Kogi State, the police naturally asked him who were the suspects, to which he gave the name of those who were apparently after his life, given their previous utterances, and the police subsequently made some arrests and guns were recovered from the suspects.
What kind of democracy are we practicing? If this arraignment, Mr. President, is to weaken me, if this arraignment is to stop me from speaking the truth, if this arraignment is to stop me from criticizing or talking about the maladministration, perfidy that is going on in Kogi State, if this arraignment is to stop me from criticizing the federal government, they have committed a capital compound mistake. I shall continue to speak, Mr. President. I shall continue to ask questions. I shall continue to criticize any public officer, including the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, where he has gone wrong. Mr. President, I have conquered fear, and I am not afraid of the prison. The last administration arrested me 14 times. Abacha's government detained me. Babangida's government detained me. I am not afraid of the prison. It is built because of human beings. But we will continue to speak the truth, not minding who serves his God. In an unjust society, silence is a crime. The battle to bring Nigeria back on track from these criminals in power is a battle of no retreat, no surrender. And I am ready to face the federal government on this matter. I will fight it with the last drop of my blood. No retreat, no surrender.
It will be recalled that the federal government, through the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Abubakar Malami, had on Sunday announced plan to arraign Senator Dino Melai come March 1st for alleged giving false information to police and alleged framing the chief of staff to Kogi State Governor Edward Onoja on the failed attempt on his life. From Abuja, Muyiwa Bamdele reporting. The Senate is investigating the scarcity of lower naira denomination, which the lawmaker considers a threat to the economy. Denominations are 5 naira, 10 naira, 20 naira, 50 naira, 100 naira, and 200 naira. Following the adoption of a motion by Senator Peter Waboshe, Delta North, titled Scarcity of Lower Denomination Currency Note, the Senate resolved to mandate the Joint Committee on Banking, Insurance and Other Financial Institutions and Finance to investigate the scarcity. The committee was further asked to provide lasting solution to the issue and report back within the 2 weeks. In the motion, Nwaboshe said the Senate notes with a serious concern the protected scarcity of lower naira denomination. The senator stressed that the lower denomination were printed and procured outside the country with the attendant economic and security implication. Seconding the motion, Senator Magnus Abe stated that the lower denomination remain illegal tenders in the country and decried their scarcity in the polity. Abe warned that the deliberate attempt by some forces to reject the lower denomination from effective circulation might make currency regulators to lose control of the process.
The Nigerian government has flagged off the 2017-2018 annual school census, which is aimed to address the problem of out-of-school children. Minister of Education Malam Adamu at a ceremony in Abuja said it would assist in getting accurate number of schools and validate the annual school census collection. He called for the cooperation and full participation of the military, paramilitary, private schools, emergency centers, and integrated Quranic schools in the exercise so as to explore the problem of out-of-school children.
I would like to call on all stakeholders, especially head teachers and principals, custodians of school records, and as the main drivers of the process to accurately complete the census forms. I hope you will utilize the skills you gain in the trainings on school record keeping, which was held for head teachers, for principals, organized by the Federal Ministry of Education and UNICEF for states and FCT last year.
Earlier, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry, Mr. Sonny Echon, represented by the Director of ICT in the Ministry, called on the Federal and State Ministries of Education and other development partners to organize training on school record keeping for head teachers and principals.
All the states are therefore charged to take the exercise seriously and, most importantly, to generate official basic and post-basic education data, which will automatically make way for every learner's environment to be assessed, analyzed, and accurate and empirical data obtained for out-of-school children in Nigeria.
The theme of the 2018 school census program is tagged "Making Every Learner's Environment Count," a panacea for the dearth of empirical education data and as a way of solving the problem of out-of-school children syndrome in Nigeria. In Abuja, LM Chukwuemeka reports.
Lovely place, right?
Yes.
What's wrong? You don't look happy.
Take a look around. Why can't my hotel be like this?
I knew something was wrong, but I've got solution.
Solution? What?
Nanet.
Nanet?
Nanet offers you design solutions, building plans and construction, furnishing and equipping, financing, management, audit services, and many more services for a better hospitality business. Nanet, service with a smile.
Nigeria is set to strengthen and maximize the existing partnership with the International Electrotechnical Commission (IEC) to reduce the amount of money spent on electricity bills in the country. The Director General, Standard Organization of Nigeria, Osita Boloma, speaking at the Nigerian Electrotechnical Summit in Abuja, said the energy saved will be made available to other consumers. Aboloma, represented by Felix Nyado, the Director of Operations, said the summit was aimed at creating awareness of the benefits of the implementation of standards, as well as getting electrotechnical experts to be more involved in the process of standards development, both at the national and international levels.
This is aimed at providing consumers with truth guides on how to identify the efficiency rating of appliances, repeated by 1 star for less energy efficient to 5 stars for more energy appliances. We are telling you that SON on its own part, in its regulatory performance, has actually seen or is checking for the implementation of this standard on labeling at the market with the importers, because now it's part of the requirement of SONCAP for you to bring in any goods. It is expected that the implementation of these standards will help consumers make informed decisions when purchasing electrical and electronic appliances. This in turn will reduce the amount of money spent on electricity bills and make safe energy available to other consumers.
The DG further said the reforms in the Nigerian electricity supply sector had resulted in increased interest in local manufacturing of electrical equipment and components.
It has, however, become important to expand the Nigerian National Electro-Technical Committee and organize interested national experts into specialized technical committees to mirror the IEC Technical Committee, has expectedly resulted in increased interest in local manufacturing of electrical equipment and components. This development has therefore made it imperative to encourage stakeholders to play more active roles in standards development and further develop capacity for quality assurance in the industry.
The acting director, Standard Development of the Sun, Chinyere Egwonu, expressed optimism that Nigeria would benefit tremendously from the IEC considering its global technological advancement. Egwonu said Nigerian markets and consumers are constantly procuring and applying electrotechnical and other related technology-based products to improve life.
As a standardization body, our core mandate is standards development, to make sure that standards are available. For these reasons, we will continue to strengthen and maximize the existing partnership between Nigeria and IEC, being the leading role player in the electrotechnical standardization. There is therefore so much that Nigeria will benefit from the works of IEC, considering global technological advancements.
It is important for us as Nigerians to realize that it is easier to enforce standards if we are actually manufacturing most of these equipments ourselves in this country. If we have to be monitoring and trying to track materials and equipment that are coming from overseas, it is usually more difficult for us to maintain standards, because once they pass through the ports, there's very little you can do to go and start going into people's warehouses to retrieve them. But if we are manufacturing ourselves, it is a lot easier to keep track of standards. So as an aside, those of us who are in manufacturing, because I know that there is Manufacturers Association of Nigeria represented here, please take the message back to your people that let us encourage indigenous manufacturing of whether it's electrical materials or whatever products, because that is when we will be able to effectively monitor standards.
The theme of the summit is making impact in global standardization. Awesome Raffle, Ben Television.
The People Democratic Party has said that no section of the country will impose a 2019 presidential candidate on it. Rather, it said the task of picking who will fly the party's flag will be a joint effort of all delegates to the party's convention where the candidate will be elected. The national spokesperson of the party, Kola Ologbondiyan, said this in Abuja. He stated that every member of the party will have a say on who fly the party's ticket come 2019. According to Kola Ologbondiyan, the party is looking for a nationally acceptable candidate and not a regional or sectional candidate.
Co-chairman Nigerian Intervention Movement, NIM, and son of the first Nigerian Republic Prime Minister, Dr. Abdul Chiri Bafa Balewa, has emphasized the need for the country to go back to its culture base and vote leaders that will take the nation to the promised land as seen in the First Republic. Dr. Belewa, in an exclusive interview with Ben TV in Abuja, said for the last 50 years, Nigerians have chosen wrong leaders and some being enforced on the people, which he maintained that is the reason why the country have been moving backwards over the years.
The decay did not start today, it started way back then. And we need to be able to correct it, especially for our youth, that right now the chances are that anyone born under the age of 40 may think that Nigeria has always been rife with corruption and rife with so many bad and evil things, and it never used to be like that. We need to be able to get back to our cultural base and make use of what is available to us now, technically, scientifically, and communications-wise, to be able to merge and move forward. Most of our leaders, since the First Republic, have never intended to be a leader. They just happened on us. It's about time that we have leaders that know how to lead and really have a plan for our country.
Just of recent, former Nigerian President Olusegun Obasanjo wrote a letter to the incumbent President Muhammadu Buhari not to seek re-election in 2019, noting that a third force is coming up to take power from the ruling party. When asked whether NIM is the third force the former president talked about in his letter, Dr. Belewa said,
Nigerian intervention movement is the umbrella, and it is the third force. It is the third force. The fact that the coalition of Nigerian movements say it's part of the third force, it is true. It is part of the third force. But Nigerian intervention movement is the third force.
Dr. Belewa, while speaking on youth involvement in politics, especially now, agitations are ongoing in the country to sign the Not Too Young to Rule bill into law, said Nigerian youth has no better training for succession.
The youths have never had the opportunity of better training or for succession. We need to be the bridge for that. Fortunately, my generation and the immediate generation before me are better educated than the ones before us. And I think it behoves everyone in the country that wants to see some progress for this beloved country of ours, Nigeria, to find a peaceful way that we will be able to bridge between us and the generations behind us. Now, the younger generation are a lot more than the rest of the population. So it is critical that we give them the skills in the shortest period of time to be able to rule this country and rule it well. But they have to be shown the way. I do not have any doubts that these youths, we have a lot of very well-trained youths right now who can come in, and but it's a continuous project. We must continue to train more and more and more.
In Abuja, LM Chukwuemeka reports.